Welcome to another Rhino Barrow's Nerdsville block of fun. Today, or not today, but mostly on this video, I'm going Power Ranger style. As you are well aware of the particulars. In this video, I decided to do some, and it's for one of the most popular actors of it, Jason David Frank, or JDF facts. I remind you that these are all original. There are no Chuck Norris facts seepage. In it whatsoever. For the reason is, I just didn't like the idea of, I'm not I am a bit of a martial arts movie fan, but I'm more of a Power Ranger one. So I decided to go with the most popular Power Ranger actor. And Jason David Frank is a heavy contender, or actually he is the champion when it comes to the most popular Power Ranger actor. And I thought I will do some original Jason David Frank facts. Fact number 1. When Jason David Frank performs a mild roundhouse kick, he starts a F5 tornado. Factoid 2. Only Jason David Frank can look at a dinosaur's bones with it coming back to life. Factoid 3. People say it was a comet that destroyed the dinosaurs, but in fact it was Jason David Frank, because he was hungry. Factoid 4. Jason David Frank is the reason why other life forms from other planets do not visit Earth. Factoid number 5. Let me just see it. 1, 2. Yeah. The men's fragrance Brute came to be as a result of Jason David Frank's sweat. Number 6. If you mix a bone from a T-Rex, blood from 1 million tigers, boil it over a tar pit, then pour it over a Greek statue, you get Jason David Frank. Number 7. In Jason David Frank's world, you spell MMA with E-M-M-A-E-Y. You do not argue that fact. Number 8. Jason David Frank's bed is made up of a solid marble slab, thorn bushes, and 6 hedgehogs, and he loves it. Number 9. How do you get troublesome children to be good? You show them a picture of Jason David Frank ready to knock someone out. Yeah, I must admit that was a wee bit of a Chuck Norris. But hey, Chuck Norris, he's aging. David Frank, He's a legend. Number 10. If Chuck Norris sends drugs to rehab, Jason David Franks sends drugs to the morgue because Jason David Frank has no mercy for drugs. Number 11. When Albert Einstein produced E equals MC squared, predicted the birth of Jason David Frank. Number 12. Next one. Jason David Frank can win the Boston Marathon from starting in Tokyo, Japan. Next one. When Marvel's Stan Lee created Thor, he predicted how Jason David Frank would look in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That's one. Kung Fu, The Legend Continues, shows Jason David Frank's first Power Rangers power, Dragon and Tiger. This here compilation here, there has been a bit of a prediction of the arrival of Jason David Frank. When Jason David Frank rang up 867-5309, he got Catherine Sutherland. Next one. This is how Jason David Frank won every horse race in history. He rode a My Little Pony figure. No one argues with Jason. Next one. With one drop of blood from Jason David Frank, a goldfish can evolve into a great white shark. This is how Jason David Frank starts a campfire. A One Direction CD and a plastic knife, which made One Direction cry. He likes them anyway. Next one. Only Jason David Frank can break a revolving door by slamming it over and over and over again. I do admit that there have been a couple of Chuck Norris-y things, but you know, who cares? JDF is a lot younger and a lot more impressive than CN. Let's see. Jason David Frank puts poison ivy in salads and says it tastes like mint. Next one. NASCAR was won by Jason David Frank with him walking on his hands. Next one. Jason David Frank flew to the center of the sun just to get a proper tan. Next one. Twitter crashed when Jason David Frank wanted to join. Next one. It never rains on Jason David Frank as he looks up to a cloudy sky and it becomes clear. Next one. Stephen Hawking's chair was turned into a rocket by one of Jason David Frank's flicks with one of his with one of Jason David Frank's flick off his finger. Next one. Only Jason David Frank can make French fries by cutting a knife with a potato. Next one. People call the local police department when things go wrong. But when things go wrong with the police department, they call Jason David Frank. Next one. The reason why Jason David Frank will never be on Mount Rushmore, even if he becomes US President, is they fear the other faces from getting punched out. Or punched off, you know. Next one. Jason David Frank peeled a banana and he got TNT instead. Next one. If Jason David Frank orders a Whopper from McDonald's, he gets it. Next one. The only reason why Jason David Frank would eat a 1940s atomic bomb is because he wanted something spicy to eat. Next one. Time waits for no man, but Jason David Frank is not a man. Next one. One time there, Jason David Frank sneezed on a chihuahua and it became a coyote. And last one on the list that I've put together. When Jason David Frank is the only one when he was a child to impersonate He-Man correctly. And turned a little pussycat into a very powerful battle cat. That's it with for me and the Jason David Frank facts. And oh boy, sorry, I just did a bit of 5-6k walk prior to doing this, and I'm a bit exhausted, but and yeah, just, and again, Jason David Frank, let me just say this: you're not just younger than Chuck Norris, you're better. Peace.